And that's why you don't use your bank to buy a house. So here's my PSA of the day. If you're going to buy a home, do not go through your bank. They may be good at setting up checking and savings account, getting you a debit card, maybe offering that low interest credit card, maybe even doing an auto loan. But when it comes to purchase money mortgages, banks are traditionally not good at purchase money mortgages because there's a deadline to them. It actually matters if the loan settles on a certain day. That's why you always want to use a local lender with a mortgage company. The other trick here is that usually the lender that a buyer is using is recommended to them by their agent. And the agent recommends that lender not because they're going to get anything out of it, but because they know that lender is going to take excellent care of their client, that lender is going to give them good service, give them a good rate, and more importantly, settle the loan on time. And if none of those things happen, that lender is not going to get referred by that agent anymore. So I have a transaction going on right now that's delayed because the buyer is using a big national bank and the loan officer that they're dealing with is 1 time zone away. And the closing department that loan officer is dealing with is 2 time zones away. Now we were supposed to settle yesterday, but Wednesday night, everyone got an email from the closing department saying, hey, this loan still hasn't come out of underwriting. We'll let you know when it does and we'll be able to schedule settlement. Now, all along, everyone's been checking in with the loan officer and the loan officer has been saying, yes, everything's okay. But that loan officer, that buyer's never going to be able to drive and face that loan officer and ask them questions about why their settlement was delayed. And then that closing department and that underwriter with this big national franchise or national bank that, is a multi-billion-dollar company could care less if the loan closes on time. They have no skin in the game. They don't care that there are 3 different families who are impacted by this delay. Because at the end of the day, my client is actually selling a property to the buyer, and it's the buyer's sale of their existing home is the one that's delaying everything. So you have 2 different moving trucks that are all packed and loaded and ready to go. My client had already moved out of the house, and now it's in the bureaucracy of this big national bank that could care less if this thing closes today, Tuesday, or next Thursday. At the end of the day, many people go through their bank because they think it'll make things easier. But the reality of it is, it doesn't. You still have to go through the exact same process. And the bank really doesn't care that you bank with them. Interest rate and fees usually aren't any better at a national bank than with a trusted local mortgage company. So if you want a loan that's going to have a good rate, low fees, and more importantly, settle on time, your best bet is to go through a trusted local mortgage company.